back. So now that we have a name that we can set in right here to get started with our chat, we need to kind of figure out a way to go to the backend and save that name so that we know what user actually sent what messages. So we need a few more steps to get there. But first of all, we made it so that we now have this click event called send nickname. But right now, if we look, it doesn't do anything. It just sets the local nickname to kind of make that switch between right here if we want to see one thing or we want to see the other using that NGF statement. What we need to do is actually we need to set it up now. So we send a message to the chat service and we actually explain to the system that we just added a new user with a new nickname. So let's try and go to our service again, and we're going to make a new method right here called send nickname, like this. Now it's going to be a void right now because we're not going to return anything, and we're actually going to use the socket again to kind of emit something. And we're going to emit the nickname that we're getting from the outside. So here we need to have a nickname of the type string, and we're going to send that to the backend. Now we need to explain where we're going, right? So let's just call it nickname. That's just going to be the name on the backend as well. And there we go. So now we have the service ready to emit a nickname to the backend, but we didn't set it up on the backend yet. And we didn't call this either inside the component. So let's go to the component. What we're going to do is when we actually do this, we're going to call the chat service and then send nickname. And we're going to, of course, pass in the nickname right here, this.nickname. Now it complains a little bit right here, and that's of course because this might be null right now. We don't know that. So we're going to make an if statement right here and say if this value nickname, if that's actually not null, so if this is not right here, if it's not undefined, then we go and do everything right here. And that would also mean that if this is successful now, we can just pass in the value directly in here while we set it. There we go. And then everybody will be happy again, because now we are making sure that the nickname is actually something before we send it. Okay, sweet. We'll change this later again, but now we kind of set up for the event. So let's go to the backend right here and create a new event on the backend called nickname. I'll move over to the backend and I'll create a new handle event right here. So I'll do a new subscribe. There we go. I'll set that up and we'll send in the message of nickname here instead of message. Now that is available, we're going to call it handle nickname event. There we go. And that's going to send in a nickname. I'm going to say nickname a lot this lesson, it seems. And let's actually we can't settle with just having a nickname right here. We need to know who the nickname is actually for. So we have to make a few changes right here, and I'll show you how we can do that in an upcoming lesson. But now, let's just right now focus on just creating a nickname right here. And let's just for now return a void right here. We don't want anything to be returned. And let's just console log so we can see that nickname is actually being sent to the backend. Sweet. We save all of this, and all I kind of want to see is the nickname being sent. So let's go to the front end, try to write the nickname, say send, and notice, whoops, something is wrong. It seems we're not getting anything. So the reason is, if we go back, is because I made a small mistake right here. Of course, it should say if it does have a value, right, then I want to do all of this. I just kind of switched those around. There we go. So now we get the message, right? But we also will see that on the back end, we actually got that nickname sent to us. Let's just try and do that again. Let's write John again, and let's do the send. It switches, and you'll notice again, on the back end, it says John now. So now we know the message is here. Now we just need to do something similar like we have right here to start storing every user that we're getting in our system. So that's it for this lesson. See you next time. Bye.